Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Wednesday, November 6th. Hey, what's new? Just kidding. Anyway, as everyone is freaking out and thinking about and dissecting the election results, we are here answering your financial questions. If you have one, give us a holler. Go to jillonmoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note, and that note will be the email that we receive. Of course, let us know if you would be willing to come on the air live with us. Just check that little box, and Mark will do everything else. Hey, while you're on the website, don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter, which comes out on Friday, and subscribe to Jill on Money Live, because this is so exciting. We are so close to our next webinar, Thursday, November 14th, a little bit earlier in the quarter, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're doing year-end tax planning and tax loss harvesting. Yeah, once and for all. So if you'd like to join us, all you need to do is subscribe to that service. It'll cost you $35. You'll be able to join us for the upcoming webinar and 3 more after that. You'll be able to access the back catalog. $35. Come on, gang. This is pretty awesome. Today, we are going to answer some emails. We're going to start with Sarah, who writes, "Hello, Jill. I love your show. I need help planning for my mother's healthcare. She's 85 years old, and family members have noticed cognitive decline." By the way, this is just a huge, huge focus in my life right now, because basically me and all of my friends, we all have parents who are in their 80s, and we just constantly talk about this, Sarah. So thank you for bringing it up. Okay, Sarah goes on to write, "She lives with me, but she also has a house valued at about $120,000 with no mortgage. She has a pension of $2,100 a month, Social Security of $1,700 per month. Her monthly expenses to maintain the unoccupied home and assistance that she sends to a grandchild come to about $1,500 per month. She has just under $40,000 in a money market account and generally holds about $6,000 in checking. She has no long-term health care policy, and I'm concerned about how we would cover expenses if she were to need in-home care or care in an assisted living facility." So, I mean, there's a few things. She's got decent income right now. And I would actually not have her be sending money to her grandchild, but so be it. That's her choice. She doesn't have a lot of money that is like in terms of total assets, but she does have that house. So I think ideally what we would say is she would sell the house, use that money to pay for assistance, and then she would actually qualify for Medicaid. And that may not be the happiest idea for anybody, but it is actually the system, and it was created for someone like your mother. So I think selling the house, paying the tax that's due, if there is one, use that money, and then she'll qualify for assistance. Again, this is what Medicaid is made for. Okay. Okay. Next up. This is from TH, who writes, "I hope you're doing well. I'm reaching out to you as a mother of a U.S. Army active duty soldier, seeking advice regarding my child's financial future. As it stands, I have full power of attorney over my child's financial matters. And recently, my adult child received a settlement amounting to $150,000 after fees and taxes. We've had some discussions about using this amount as a down payment on a house once active duty service is complete in 3 years. My initial plan is to put the money into a CD for that duration. Since their income is relatively low, the interest from the CD shouldn't be a big burden. However, I am curious if there might be a better investment option for them. Currently, my child invests 10% of their income into a TSP and also fully funds a Roth IRA. Additionally, I contribute $500 a month to a Schwab brokerage account where they are invested in a few high-growth, dividend-paying, exchange-traded funds. That account is worth $10,000. They've saved $104,000 through work during and prior to military service, $43,000 in a 529 plan, along with the benefits for education provided by the military. After completing service, they're planning to work and attending college part-time. Spending is just $1,500 a month, salary $2,300 a month. The spending does not include the thrift savings plan savings. Living expenses are largely covered, living in the barracks and eating at the cafeteria. Thank you from a mom that wishes to honor service in a way that navigates my child's financial future in a healthy way. TH, what a great mom you are. And okay, so I think as much as you might be tempted to invest some of that $150,000, it seems to me that the CD is the best option. I think that since you know that we have 3 years for the clock to be ticking, and presuming you want to use all of that money for housing or to buy a new house, that's fine. If you do think that there's a chance that you won't need all of that money for the home purchase, you could certainly add some portion of it to the brokerage account. But again, to be 100% safe and not worry about whether that money is at risk because you know that there's going to be a home purchase in 3 years, then just do a CD and not worry about it. Okay. This next note is from John, who writes, my wife, age 35, and I, age 37, are pondering whether or not to continue using an HSA or move to a lower deductible plan as our family grows. This is a benefit enrollment question, time of year. We also have access to various accounts, a 401k, a 403b, and a 457. We are debating which to utilize, which to select as a Roth. Our household income, $260,000. We have $550,000 in retirement, a mix of Roth and traditional. We spend about $5,000 a month here in Minnesota. Thanks for what you do. We have a 2-year-old. Oh, this is hysterical. Our 2-year-old probably thinks that you are both, you and Mark, distant relatives because of our daily morning listen as we eat breakfast. Best, John. I love that, Mark. Okay. So look, I know because you make a chunk of money, 260,000, you're thinking, oh, we like some of the money to be deductible. But that 260,000, that still puts you at the highest bracket being 24%. And I still think, and I know Mark's going to agree, that a Roth is probably a better option for you. Now, the question on the HSA is not about so much that you're saving in that HSA for today, because it sounds like you have plenty of cash flow. Maybe the question is whether you should just put that HSA on ice for a little bit, see how some of your expenses grow as your family grows, and see whether or not to bring it back online. When you have a bunch of kids, the HSA becomes a little, the high deductible plan becomes a little bit trickier. So I hope that helps. And hi to your kid, and good luck. Okay, this next message is from Marilyn, who writes, I listen to you as much as I can. Mark, don't you wish you could say I listen to you? I listen to you a little bit less than I can. Here is our scenario. My husband is 66 and I am 63. He is retiring in February of 25. We owe $190,000 on our house, and the interest rate is 4%. The house is worth $800,000. He has a small pension, a 401k, and a Roth, as well as a deferred comp account. He has put every raise into our retirement. He currently brings home $95,000. I bring home $35,000. I plan on working until I'm 70 part-time at a job that I love. He may also work a part-time job that he loves, but it will not pay for my medical. My question is, should we pay off our house or just live off of Social Security and other money, as well as my income? We have no debt besides our house. No, don't pay off a 4% mortgage. Don't. You didn't mention the value of all these accounts, but there's no reason to pay this off. It's just it's an impulse. You want that to be gone, but there's no reason to do it. And access to your money, as I say all the time, liquidity, access to your money, that is what's most important, especially as you start slowing down. This next message, it's from Jim, who wants to know about buying rental property. So he writes, hi, Jill. I'm wondering if you're okay with my plan. I have no debt. I have a home that is worth $250,000 and a rental property worth $125,000 that brings in $1,350 a month. I am 60 years old, still working odd jobs, making $40,000 a year. My wife will work 10 more years, earning $80,000. We have no pensions. We plan to take Social Security at our full retirement age, 67. We have retirement funds, traditional IRAs, 403b, and Roths, totaling about $1.5 million. Okay. So Jim says, I'd like to take $400,000 of retirement funds and buy a lakefront rental. I'm already like bummed. I'm bummed about this. My thinking is that I would be moving $400,000 from the stock market to real estate. And from my spreadsheet forecasting worst case scenario for rentals, I would still make about 5% on the $400,000. And if history repeats itself, the property will appreciate as well. I'd like to keep the other rental as I like working on it. And of course, we'll plan to work on the lake property as well. It took me 30 years to become debt free, and I'd rather not take out a mortgage. Also, I plan to have family of 5 enjoy the new home, the lake property as well. I have 3 kids in college, tuition's taken care of. Wondering what you think. Thanks, Jim. I really don't love this idea because I know that you can take the money out because you're over age 59 and a half, but you have to pay tax on the money you're going to take out. And I certainly don't want you to use Roth money for this. I guess the one missing piece of this equation is it sounds like, you've made good choices. You have a lot of money saved, but how much do you spend? So if your wife is going to work 10 more years, again, she's 54, what that next 10 years is fine, but what happens after that? What is the amount of money we need to think about you guys spending? If you're totally fine, I mean, I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. I just hate sucking out all that liquidity. Again, there's that word again, that access to cash so early in your lives. So I'd love to talk to you more about this. I get that you don't want debt. Is there a possibility where we get rid of some piece of property? Because even when you look at I'm removing $400,000 from the stock market, you're taking $400,000 out of your own hands to fund your retirement. So it's worth understanding why you think this is actually doable. And I have a sense that perhaps it has to do with the fact you don't spend all that much money. I still love access to my money, but I just don't know. I want to know more about you. I want to know what you're spending. And I'd love to bring you on the program to talk this through a little bit. Maybe I'll come around. I could. It is possible. But I don't know. Given what you've just told us, I'm not so sure. Okay. If you have a question about buying property, being debt free, about how to manage your tax liability, anything like that, give us a shout. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button. And of course, let us know if you would be willing to come on the air. Just check the box and Mark will do everything else. Don't forget, sign up for the free weekly newsletter. Comes out every single Friday. You can subscribe to us on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your favorite podcast. Please leave us a rating and review wherever you listen. And lift someone up. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.